Hi, so it's me. This topic is called tooth decay, which I thought was kind of a cool topic, and you guys are probably like, what the hell? Well, let me explain. Let me explain the reason for the title. My dad had really kind of crappy teeth, and in turn, I inherited his crappy teeth, and I think I pretty much have like a crown over the majority of my teeth, except for like these bottom front ones are the only teeth that I have that don't have crowns. And my dad had these weird dissolving teeth that are just really, they basically just dissolved on their own kind of teeth. And it's not the kind of teeth you want if you want teeth. But anyway, I inherited, my dad's dissolving teeth. And I mean, I had crowns and stuff before I was 10 years old. I mean, before my parents were even divorced. So I must have had crowns when I was like 7 years old, because I remember we were on vacation before when they were together in Chicago, and I remember being at Kentucky Fried Chicken in probably 84, 85 or something like that. Uh, and One of my crowns came off. And I was like, I wasn't even 10 years old and I had a crown? It's like, what the frick? So anyway, that shows, how horrible, horrible teeth I've had. And, when I was like, I think when I was, how old was I? 21, I had all four wisdom teeth removed, as so many people do. And so I actually have, when I was 21, I actually have had teeth pulled, and that was quite an experience, not a big deal. I mean, I was sedated, but I have had teeth pulled, like so many people, the wisdom teeth. But luckily, I've had a lot of obviously teeth work done and stuff like that to try to, and every dentist you go to would just be like boggled, like, man, you've got these, I don't know what the hell to make of your teeth. I mean, what do you sleep with, like acid in your mouth at night? Like, do you use acid for mouthwash? And it's like, no, I just live like everyone else. I just eat and drink and, you know, and dentists could never, we went to dentist, they could never make any sense out of it. Anyway, I found this dentist, and so I had all kinds of, like, in the 90s and stuff. I had some kind of teeth work done that wasn't supposed to last, and all kinds of metal or stainless steel, whatever the hell kind of crowns put on all my, like, back teeth, top and bottom and stuff. Not meant to last the rest of my life, whatever. But anyway, over the years and stuff, as they would wear out and stuff, I'd get them replaced with porcelain or whatever the hell's on my teeth now. And I don't know, it seemed like, that would happen every now and then, every other year or something like that. One would, I chewed gum and it'd tear open, I don't know, just the stainless steel ones would just wear out and you'd have to replace it. You want to cover up the tooth so it doesn't get tooth decay, which is what this whole topic is about. So anyway, it occurred to me this spring that this side, all the way in the back on the top, I could feel, like with my tongue, one of these old stainless steel crowns, I could feel basically a big gash in it, a big hole. First thing that happened is it started hurting, it ached. That's what, kind of arose my whatever to the situation. My attention brought my attention to my tooth, and then I felt it with my tongue, and I'm like, that's a big long gash. I mean, it's just a big old hole in the top, you know, in the crown. So, and I have no idea how long that hole has been there. It could be years and years and years. So anyway, just like I've done so many times in the past, I just expected to go to the dentist and, you know, have them do whatever, and for, drill out whatever's there, whatever little decay might be there or whatever, and throw on a porcelain crown. And I don't really like these people. I've been going to them for over 10 years, and it's just kind of, they're close, and I just know them, so that's why I go back when I do. And but they're, I even had a talk with them like several years ago, like I don't know how many, maybe 10 years ago now. I even just pulled them aside and just, like, I don't know, their bedside manner was never, just being a potentially highly sensitive personality and a potential empathic person. I just, when people are, I don't know, they're just kind of stuck up kind of people. So I don't really like these people, but it's just, I know them, it's close, it's just like I don't want to go find another dentist, whatever. Anyway, I just expected to go there and get a crown put on, and there, you know, I sit down in the chair, and she's like, the dental assistant's like, so what are you here for, or whatever? And I'm like, well, I, you know, got a hole in a crown and just probably just need a porcelain new crown. And it's like, it's as if they, well, I told them that it hurt, so I don't know, long story short, it's kind of like they knew that maybe because it hurt or whatever, and I suppose that makes sense, that but that, yeah, whatever, that you know, the tooth was basically going to be unsavable or whatever, and they're kind of, I think they were, I don't know, I think they were kind of delighting in the fact that, ha ha ha, this idiot who doesn't take care of his teeth, you know, thinks he's just gonna come in and put a crown on, when in fact his tooth's, you know, lost or worthless now or whatever. So that's just me putting thoughts into their mind. Long story short, I get there, and you know, they pop off the guy's like, ooh god, when you see, you know, well, actually no, he pops off the crown. First they do is a x-ray to make sure it's not abscessed. I've had an abscessed tooth once, once here, and had my first root canal like in 2009, I think, and so when that happened, my whole face puffed up. I mean, I don't know if that happens every time you have abscess or not, but anyway, he determined through x-ray that I had no abscess of the tooth and was still alive, and then he popped off the crown, and he's like, oh gosh, oh geez. I mean, this is not, you know, I'm paraphrasing. And he's like, oh gosh, oh geez. And basically, long story short, he didn't recommend, which was cool, because he could have just, you know, not given me his opinion and just, you know, made money with a worthless. Anyway, long story short, his opinion was it wasn't worth the money to have, you know, basically you'd have to have a root canal done. The tooth decay was so much into the tooth and went so low, basically to the pulp or whatever, that time check, okay, like halfway through, in closing, that he didn't recommend, you know, he'd have to do a root canal first and then do a crown, which is like, I don't know, altogether maybe $2,500 or something. And his point was, he didn't recommend doing that because he couldn't guarantee that the tooth would last for, you know, another 2, 3, 4, 5 years, that it wouldn't just, even if all that was done, that just, you know, a few months or a year down the road, that the tooth would just break and just kind of fall out or whatever. And obviously I didn't go in there with, you know, I just went in there just expecting to start the process of putting on a new porcelain crown. So they're like, oh, well, you can, we can go and do start the expensive procedure where we just send you to the guy to do the root canal, and you can come back to do the, you know, you can get a crown put on, but I wouldn't, you know, I can't guarantee that, you know, that it's a, you know, worthwhile investment, because the tooth might not last a year or, you know, whatever. Or we could just pull the tooth, and I was just like, oh man, when I drove there, that was not what I expected to hear. And it's funny because, I mean, I've had 4 teeth pulled, my wisdom teeth, so it shouldn't really be a problem, but I guess, I don't know, it's just like, gosh, you know, actually pulling a tooth that, and it is the chewing side, it should be noted that it's the chewing side, but I don't know, I was not expecting to hear that, and being sensitive and everything like that, and the idea of, you know, I mean, I have all my, I still do, I have all my teeth, and the idea of losing a tooth was just really, you know, it's kind of like, you know, one, you know, step closer to the grave in a way, in a weird way, you know, if I may be overly sensitive and goofy, it's just like, oh gosh, you know, at this point, and even still right now, I have all my teeth, and it's just kind of like, you know, even if most of them are crowned, you still have all your teeth, you know. So anyway, what happened is he just fixed it, you know, drilled out all the decay that he could or whatever. I don't think he got it all, but whatever. And just put something over it or whatever, not over it, but just some kind of whatever in it or whatever. It was basically just a temporary fix, and so I could go away and decide, which I'm still doing now, like 4 or 5 weeks later. It's kind of cool that I did this video today, because today is the first day, when I woke up today, I could actually feel it you know, kind of every now and then the feeling of the pain, not a lot of pain, but the first time it actually acted up and started giving me, you know, a little bit of pain since the whole thing. And I guess where I'm at right now is the thing's so flat that it's basically the same level of my gums. And you know, I'm at the intermediary stage regarding the tooth, and I guess the plan was and is to just leave it until the pain gets so unbearable or whatever that, you know, I have it pulled. But anyway, with any luck, you know, I can just I don't know. I just wanted to express my feelings about potentially pulling a tooth that I guess technically I have had 4 teeth pulled, and I just realized that today, you know. But I guess it's pulling one that I would regard as an operable tooth or whatever. Kind of disappointing, you know, or to a highly sensitive person and stuff. But tooth decay. That's my own fault, probably. There's probably a big gash in that, you know, steel crown or whatever for frickin' years, I bet. You know, so it's my own fault. But luckily, you know, he did say that if you're gonna lose a tooth, you know, it's all the way back. You know, one of the ones all the way in the back is, you know, if you're gonna have to lose any teeth, that's where you want to start losing them. So at least it's, you know, one of the furthest ones in the back. But I guess I should be grateful I made it to almost 40 with, you know, almost, or, you know, I made it as far as I did with all my teeth, you know. You know, really makes you reevaluate things and be grateful, like, once again, for what you do have and stuff. So I guess maybe we'll leave it at that. Whenever I do this, I'm checking the running time because it's got to be under 15 minutes. So I think with that we'll leave you, and yeah, life. I was going to talk more about, you know, their attitude and them being snooty, but I just start to feel bad when I start thinking about that. And, you know, can't change people. You just have to either deal with it or find a different place, I guess. And I guess I just deal with it. So it is more about, you know, what's important is, you know, the event at hand, which is the tooth decay and everything like that. That's what's more important. It doesn't matter. It's not important how they behave or what they think, or, you know, whatever. What's important is my tooth and what's going on with it. So thank you very much for watching, and as always, I'll catch you on my next video.